In the Heights is not a masterpiece, but it's the most impactful movie I've seen since 2019. For the last couple of years, I've been kind of stuck in my own head about what my life is supposed to be, or at least what I think it should be based on my interests and talents. It's felt so crippling because I can never actually tell the difference between wanting something and just thinking I'm supposed to want it, and I feel guilty about my inaction because of all of my privileges and the time and money spent getting this far. But what I'm starting to really understand, and what this movie helped me realize, is that it's okay to not have a plan and figure shit out as you go. Revolutionary idea, I know, but evidently it's worth being reminded. Life really is just about living. If you know what you want, go for it. If you don't force it. And not knowing what you want doesn't make you a failure, and it doesn't mean you failed those who supported you along the way. I'm sure that conclusion rings a little hollow or obvious to a lot of people, and that's okay. I'm not great at articulating these thoughts. What I'm trying to express is that In the Heights captures what I, and I imagine many others, really needed to see right now: dreaming, family, and joy. In the Heights follows Uznavi, a convenience store owner in Washington Heights who dreams of going back to the Dominican Republic to revive his late father's business. Around him is the community of people who really make this place home. Everyone has their own story and dreams that they're chasing, big and small. I love literally every character, but the story that really stands out to me is Nina's. Insert spoiler alert here. Nina is a Stanford student who's come back home after secretly dropping out. The stress of the pressure to succeed she feels from her community, combined with the lack of community and straight-up racism at school, proves too much for her, and so she comes back home. This really spoke to me because while I don't have a community behind me in the same way Nina does, I can relate to her fear of disappointing those who have invested in her success. And though it's not their intention to remind her of this when they say how proud they are of her, it's ultimately how she feels. When you spend so long talking about and investing in a future you want, but something emotional blocks you from reaching it, it becomes so easy to feel shame and like you're a failure. In the end, Nina rediscovers why she wants to go to school. Instead of going because it's what she's meant to do, she goes because it will give her the opportunity to help immigrants, like many of those living in her city, live fulfilling lives, thus doing it for her instead of for everyone else. Uznavi also reevaluates his dreams after developing a relationship with his childhood crush Vanessa, and more importantly, realizing the home he has in Washington Heights is what will really make him happy. In the end, he elects to stay and combine his original dream with the home he already has. Both Nina and Uznavi reevaluate and recontextualize their dreams to account for who they are now and what they really want, and that, to me, is the most powerful message of this film. Dreams are outlines of the people we'd like to become, but dreams are just dreams, and at the end of the day, failing to fulfill them doesn't mean you've lost. And as shown with some of the other characters like Daniela with her salon, dreams don't have to be as big as changing the world either. They're a way to enhance living, and once they stop doing that, they're not worth dreaming about anymore. What's important is finding joy where you can and living in those moments that make you feel alive. I think it's so perfect for this story to be a musical too, because it really just deepens the passion behind every moment. Like I said, this movie isn't perfect. I have some issues with the pacing, and I think some conversations didn't need to be sung, and also Lin-Manuel Miranda is the worst character. But honestly, what really matters is the way it made me feel, and it made me feel amazing, so what more can I really ask for? I'm making this video in an emotional frenzy, so I hope it's at least coherent. In the Heights reminded me of the power of art, and as someone who watches a lot of movies and TV, it's kind of a blessing. Anyway, I think I've cheesed myself out. Go watch In the Heights.